So enjoy. This is a sample of some of Doug O'Hanley's creations here on CFRC 1019. So I am here in the studio with my special musical guest, Doug O'Hanley, and I like saying musical guest. It's cool. I've never gotten to say it before. And we're just going to be talking about music, and it's just going to be a fun conversation, so definitely stick around. So just to start off, tell us a little bit about yourself and what it is that you do.
Cool. I started playing piano when I was around 6 and got lessons when I was 8, and I've been playing since then. I'm 20 now, so it's 12 years of lessoned playing. But I like to... Basically, my live show is a looped live show where I basically make myself a one-man band, if you will. So I'll play the bass while the drums are going, and then once the bass is looped, I'll bring in the piano, and then by the end it sounds like a big, hopefully not cacophony, but, you know, good consonant sound.
Yeah, no, I can vouch for it. I've heard it, I've seen it. It's kind of mind-blowing, actually, to be like, you know, you listen to it, and you can stare at the wall, and then you turn around and you're like, wait, that's one person? And it's really cool. So I was really excited, and I was like, I have to get this guy to come in here and talk to me.
Thank you.
So how did you get into music?
Well, my dad was a touring musician in a band called Piercing the Teardrops and a couple other bands his whole life, so I basically grew up listening to all the jams, and by the time I was 5 or 6, I was playing along with the jams on my little tiny Casio keyboard that my dad actually, he rigged it so that you could plug a 1/4 inch into it so I could run it through an amp, but it was a tiny little $30 Radio Shack thing. But yeah, so I basically spent my whole childhood sitting in the living room playing the piano or listening to my older brother Dan playing drums, or my dad playing with his brothers too. So yeah, it's all in the family.
So do you have a really formal training in piano?
Well, I started off the lessons when I was 8, like I said, but I never really did anything conventionally. Like the conservatory wasn't really my route because I didn't really like learning other people's pieces consistently. Like I would learn a song that I liked or a song that was recommended to me to learn from it, but as far as every week learning a new Mozart piece or a new Haydn piece, that wasn't for me. But
so you definitely do a lot of writing?
Yes, I've got, just by myself, aside from the other bands I've in, I've got about 60 compositions.
Wow. Now, how long, like when did, you know, with all of the formal, you know, little bits of formal training and learning of other composers, when did your own writing start to slip in there?
When I was, well, that's the thing, is it depends on what your definition of music is. Because I was playing the piano, diddling around from the time I was 6. Like I just sort of came up with little melodies. The funny thing is the theme from Titanic, I was hearing that playing when I was in Belleville at my cousin's house, and I was no older than 6, and I just started playing the melody on the piano along with the track that was playing, which was...
Is that Celine Dion?
Yes.
My Heart Will Go On?
Oh yeah, that's a good song. I don't care what anyone says.
I've seen that movie more times. Like I could probably just recite every single line of that movie right now. But it's like a 3-hour movie, and I'm not going to do that.
That's like me with Star Wars.
But definitely, that's a good, catchy song right there. So do you have a specific writing process that you could just sort of lay out for us right now?
Well, when it comes to my solo piano stuff, most of it just sort of comes out of thin air. Like, I don't sit down intending to write something, and I end up writing something. But the electronic music, as far as it goes, I kind of have a formula. Well, a few different formulas, so it doesn't sound the same every time. But basically, it's all to do with muting things at certain times and bringing things back in at good times to make it sound complementary and things like that. It's all to do with basically soloing and muting, and then playing a solo like on the piano every once in a while to make it exciting, I guess.
Right. So I hope I can word this right. Would you say that you write your music more for yourself or for other people?
Well, I'm never particularly thinking when I'm writing the music, oh, this is going to be the best song people have heard. But once it's done, I kind of get the sense of accomplishment and think, oh, I hope people like this. Like, I want people to hear this. So, I don't know. And I get some good feedback most of the time, so it's nice.
So you really like sharing the music?
Yeah, it's fun.
Here's something I've kind of wondered about since I saw you play. As we earlier heard a piece, a couple minutes of your song Moonrunner, and later on we're going to be listening to another one of your songs, Boogie on Scotty. So how do you, the naming process of songs, it's so interesting to me, and I just have no idea what goes on there, and I'm horrible at it. Like, you could show me a song and I'll be like, draw a total blank or just name it something really horrible. So where do these names come from?
Okay, so, well, Moonrunner came from Starwalker, because it's the second part of Starwalker. And the thing about Starwalker is I'm a huge Star Wars nerd. And basically the song reminded me not of the music from Star Wars, but like the actual imagery from Star Wars. So Starwalker, like, you know, he was originally supposed to be called Starkiller. They called him Skywalker. I mixed them together. That's pretty much it. But it sounds like I put a lot of thought into it, but really I'm just a nerd.
Well, that's good too.
Yeah, same with Boogie on Scotty. My girlfriend likes Star Trek a lot. Well, she watched a lot of Star Trek back in the day when she was younger, and she said, "You haven't made a song for me in a while. Like, when are you gonna make a song for me?" And it's like, you know what? The song's called Boogie on Scotty. It's, you know, Scott from Star Trek, but yeah.
So that doesn't create some tension there with the Star Trek Star Wars thing going on?
I never liked Star Trek that much, honestly, because there's no lightsabers or the Force or everything that makes Star Wars better than Star Trek, but I don't know.
You mentioned earlier that you play in other bands, and I've heard that you play in three other bands?
Yes.
So can you tell us a bit about them?
Okay, so there's Major Felton was my first band. We're kind of on hiatus right now because everyone's off to university and all that stuff, but hopefully we start playing shows again. We recorded at Epic Productions. We have 4 good quality songs aside from our crappy recordings.
Wow.
But yeah, we're kind of like a rock, well, progressive rock band, I guess you could call it.
Progress is good.
Yes. And Shark Repellent Bat Spray is it's kind of like Massive Attack, if you've ever heard them.
No, I haven't.
It's basically just sort of trip hop with high-pitched vocals, essentially.
I like the name choice there because I'm very partial to the Adam West Batman.
Yes.
So
yeah, we were like watching that one day, and with a scene where he asked for the Shark Repellent Bat Spray, we were all thinking, that's a sweet band name. We should just take that. And it's not, I don't think it's illegal, so let's hope not.
Do you ever notice that he also has, like, you know, Stingray?
Oceanic Repellent. It's a whole, like...
Yeah, it's like the 4 of them right there, and it's that's really, amazing. Really well prepared for that.
There's, like, Squid Repellent, and, yeah, it's great.
So I think that we're gonna check out one of your songs, and would you mind just giving us like a little bit of an intro to the song? And this is going to be Boogie on Scotty. Cool. So you mentioned that you wrote it, you named it at least because your girlfriend wanted the song and she likes Star Trek. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else, just, you know, technically or anything like that you want to mention about the song?
Well, it was, I can't actually remember if it was the first or not, but I'm pretty sure it was the first one I actually finished of like the genre that it is, like the looping and soloing over top of the loops. So yeah, it's got the beat from, you know, the opening to Fresh Prince. If you listen carefully, you can actually rap along to it. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. There's a crazy solo in the middle. Yeah.